I was a functioning alcoholic, I was a functioning drug addict. I lost everything, the bubble just burst. I lost my job, the person that I was dating for 9 years. I lost my home. My head went 180 degrees and I tried to kill myself.
St Giles started in 1962 very much as a homelessness charity, working with the people of Camberwell who were living in various hostels and other unpleasant accommodation. Our big priority now is developing people with lived experience. So we start with people who've been there, maybe it's criminal justice, maybe it's mental health or substance misuse, and we train them, develop them and support them so they can become really effective caseworkers and support workers who can help other people who are going through those issues.
So my early years I was brought up by my parents who had divorced before I was born, so it was quite a volatile household. Before I was a teenager, my mother came out as gay and that had a lot of repercussions for me at school. My mum felt it was best if she left us in the care of family members, so I was in unofficial kinship care to the age of about 11 or 12. Found myself staying with my father at 15 and it was very volatile, and I was a traumatised teenager and really didn't know how to deal with my emotions, and I found myself using drugs and other outlets for that trauma and anger and frustration that I felt, and that landed me homeless at 15 years old. And throughout my life I've been in the homeless several times. Found recovery for addiction, and the last 3 years I've spent really focusing on that and gaining my education back and trying to come back for the trauma that I experienced as a child and a young adult.
I work with clients who are ex-offenders, who are homeless. My life story is very, very checkered. I've sold drugs, I've done credit card fraud, I was a pickpocket, but it was survival. I have been homeless, so I used to go sofa surf, slept in doorways, slept on corridors or on the stairs of council estates. All that's behind me. I've been studying for the past 4 years. I'm doing a degree now. I want to do my masters and then become a lecturer.
Being homeless around Christmas time, it's happened quite a few times. I have been lucky enough that my grandparents have reached out. But the last time I was homeless, I was fleeing domestic violence, and I really didn't want anybody to see the state that I was in. I was badly beaten at the time, and I spent Christmas and New Year alone. That was the most horrible experience ever, because no matter what happened in my life, 9 times out of 10 my grandparents would reach out, especially during the festive period and stuff, and that time I pushed them all away. I didn't want them to know the situation.
Our workers with lived experience get quicker engagement. They tend to get more honest responses more effectively from the client. Our workers can cut to the chase. They can go there straight away, find out what's going on, and sometimes that's so important because you could be talking about stuff like risk, where a youngster perhaps owes £1,000 to a drug gang, and if we don't find out that information quickly, we can't make them safe.
My clients find it a lot easier to relate to me because they understand where I'm coming from and I understand where they're coming from, and we can work together, and that's what we do at St Giles.
I've seen people who we've worked with as clients come and train as peer advisors, develop, and then move on to support other people, and that is so satisfying.
You don't know what's behind somebody's story. You don't know what positions they're in and why they're on the street or why they find themselves in homeless accommodation and things. You can't make that judgment. You have to take the time to listen to the person.
We would consider them experts by experience. Not only have they been trained by us, they also have their own empathy, their own understanding, and sometimes their own detailed technical knowledge.
I use my lived experience of addiction, homelessness, childhood trauma to support others, and hopefully in a similar journey to mine where there's a positive pathway.
The National Lottery has given us a huge amount of support to develop the peer programme. It's helped us set up regional projects and are now funding us for a national project that runs across the whole of the UK. We're helping to change the culture of many other charities and areas in terms of who they will employ and who they'll think is a good worker.
It's giving people jobs, and then the people that get in the jobs are going out there and they're helping people who can't help themselves. I hope to believe that the National Lottery keeps on investing its money and funding St Giles because we're doing such a great job out there.